And a very good evening to all my viewers. It is right now Wednesday, February 1st, 2023. It is 8:09 p.m. and we are here at the Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue train station in Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, where we're about to go for a train ride from here to Vendôme station. And our train is now coming. This is of course the EXO commuter train line, the Vaudreuil-Hudson EXO commuter train line. And we are getting a Bombardier MultiLevel train here, which we will be boarding. And I was just here tonight with Jack Casey, a bass guy show, and we will be boarding the train now shortly as it arrives. Oh, my hands are frozen. So this goes all the way to Lucien-L'Allier station, but for here, we're going to take it just to Vendôme, and then I'll show you the view at Vendôme metro station. So we'll walk from the train station to the actual metro station. And as I said, this is a Bombardier MultiLevel, and usually I take the top part of the train, but for this video we're going to stick to the bottom, change it up a bit for my viewers. And we'll go to the last rail carriage. And my hands are just defrosting right now, completely numb. And if you live in a hotter country and you don't know what it's like with freezing temperatures, well, I envy you. Alright, so like I said, we're going to make our way down to the last train carriage. Like I said, it's nighttime, so you may not see a whole lot, but it is a train ride. Of course, right now this train, like I said, is heading towards Montreal. If this was rush hour, if it was the morning rush hour, it'd be a lot more busy. And if it was the evening rush hour, it would be very busy going in the opposite direction of this. We do see a few passengers. That's because they are going probably to either a evening shift job or a night shift job, or maybe just going to town. Here's the bathroom, so you know you're in the conductor's car, cab car. And there is the cab there. I'll give you a quick view actually out the window here. I'm not going to spend too much time here because it's kind of frowned upon a bit. Look at that cool view of the snow. Alright, yeah, it's about as good of as a view you're going to get on these trains. Beautiful. So we'll go down here. Now, because the train is moving in this direction, the engineer is in the locomotive. If the locomotive was pushing the train in this direction, the engineer would be there. The conductor may be there though, inside that area. And if I don't see anybody exiting or entering, I might actually get closer to the actual cab. Because it might be empty actually, that cab. We'll see. But anyways, we're on the bottom level right now. This is Bay Durfee, as you can see, Bay Durfee station. And I'll try to get the best views, the best images or content I can with the light. But like I said, you know, nighttime train rides, sometimes they can be interesting. Depends on the angle you're filming from. Yeah, I don't think anybody's there, so I might go there and film a little bit out that cab window for a little bit longer. Alright, let's go check it out quickly.
Prochaine gare, Montreal.
Really cool view, man. I love this. You'd probably see a bit more if it was daytime and if the window was clear. Alright, so I'm going to go back to my seat. There's the actual conductor, engineer cab for when the train's going in that direction. Right, so we'll go back down and we'll stay here for the rest of the ride. Well, I'm glad I got a little bit of a bonus view there for my viewers. It's rare that you're able to get that. Well, that's probably easier when the train's going in this direction. The locomotive's leading the way. Well, one more thing I want to see. What year was this specific rail car manufactured? It tells you on the side here. This one was from 2010. Yeah, so like I said, I'll get off at Vendôme Metro, Vendôme train station, and then we'll go into Vendôme Metro station. I don't think I did a video of that yet on this line. I did the St. Jerome line where I got off at Park Station and went into Park Metro station. I also did, I think, it was de la Concorde, if I recall. And Laval, same line, St. Jerome. Got off at, or is it Cartier? I have to double check that. But yeah, I think it's at least 2 stations where I've gotten off the commuter train and walk to the metro station. By the way, we're in car 3003 of the Bombardier MultiLevel 3000 series. And again, we're moving eastbound. Probably going around 100 kilometers per hour or so. And as we get closer to Vendôme, it should be more illuminated because we're getting closer to the downtown core. And because we're getting closer to the downtown core, well, there's more lights. What would be really cool is if we actually turn the lights off on some of these trains at nighttime so you could see outside. Similar to what they do with coach buses. They actually turn the lights off on the coach buses, the interior. I'll tell you, this train came really fast into Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue train station. And looked like the brakes were applied pretty hard. So up until Dorval, arguably even Lachine, it's considered the West Island of Montreal. So if you're ever in Montreal and somebody says, oh, I'm going to the West Island, or I live in the West Island, or let's go to the West Island, yeah, they're pretty much talking about anything west of Lachine, more or less. Could even include, you could, if you want, include Lachine in the West Island. Now, don't get it mixed up with Montreal West. There's an actual, I guess you could say, neighborhood or borough called Montreal West, which we're going to pass through right before Vendôme. Montreal West is not part of the West Island. It's just called Montreal West. And like I said, there's the train station with the same name, which we will pass by. And yeah, really cool fact about Montreal West train station is the train station itself, the building, is one of the original train stations on this line, because this line is very old. It's gone through a lot of different ownership over the years. I think it's about 100 years old, maybe even more. And you know, CP, Canadian Pacific, XO used to be known as the AMT. These are all just a few of the organizations and transit companies and train companies that provided service and owned the line. This is right now a Canadian Pacific line between Lucien-L'Allier station and I think just past Montreal West station. I think it's exclusively only commuter trains, EXO trains, like this one. Once you get past, a little bit past Montreal West, closer to Lachine station, and the track gets shared with freight trains. I think there's even some Via trains on this line, and there's also a CN line that runs parallel, so you may actually see it right beside us. A bit confusing, but at the end of the day, CN Canadian National and CP Canadian Pacific are the two main owners of track around Canada. And locomotive wise, CP and CN are the main locomotive companies, but you'll also have American ones that you'll see, Union Pacific, as well as other types of locomotives. I forgot the name of the orange one. It's on the tip of my tongue. And the other interesting thing is CN and CP will share locomotives and share tracks with each other. I'm trying to think of that orange locomotive. It's oh, police car down there. Responding westward. See, as soon as I get off this train and I finish filming, I'm gonna know the name of that other rail company. It's one of the big ones. And I'm probably doing a premiere of this video, and I'm sure people are in the chat board right now typing the name of it. I can just see it in the future when I'm premiering this. There's Canadian National, there's Union Pacific. Oh, Norfolk Southern. Norfolk Southern, that's the one. It came back to me. Okay, yeah, so Norfolk Southern. They don't own any lines here because they're American. But Norfolk Southern, their locomotives are used. So basically all these railway companies share lines, tracks, equipment, locomotives, rail cars. I'm sure there's other ones that I didn't mention, other companies. Of course we have Amtrak, which is an American passenger intercity rail company, which before the pandemic used to service Montreal to New York City, but they cut the service, canceled it. But the good news is it's coming back. It's coming back this spring, and that's something I want to definitely try. I want to take an Amtrak train to New York City, maybe even Albany, just to start off with. It's a long train ride, but it's definitely worth it. Point Claire Station is where we are right now, another West Island municipality. Another thing, I don't want to confuse anyone, but even me it's complicated to understand completely. A lot of these cities, Point Claire, Pierrefonds, Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, Baie-d'Urfé. Oh, look at that, we got a train there. Via. Probably coming from Ottawa. Anyway, yeah, so these West Island cities, also ones in the East End, some in the North, there's Westmount. They used to be their own city, and then what happened was I think the city of Montreal decided to put every city into one. I remember the name of it. It was One Island, One City. A lot of cities got sucked into Montreal and became, merged with Montreal, but some still decided to stay independent. So, for example, Westmount, for snow removal, they have their own snow removal services. Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue too, they have their own trucks, maintenance trucks. So every city has its own certain things. For example, like I said, Pierrefonds, Westmount, Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, they have their own maintenance trucks, snow removal. But there's other things that are shared within the cities, like the fire departments are all one department. Depending on the situation. Other things are shared as well. I don't know all the details, but there's a big uproar, and from what I understand, even if you're not part of that mega city, the Montreal mega city, or the One Island, One City thing, that mega merger, I think these smaller towns, even though they're technically independent, like Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, Baie-d'Urfé, Westmount, whatever, they have to pay the city of Montreal money, or tax money or something, I think. some kind of compensation, or I'm not sure exactly how it works. I'd have to look into it because it's something that's interesting. Where I live, southwest Montreal, around Verdun, Saint Henry, that area, that's part of Montreal. So I've always been part of the Montreal city services, so to speak. Ville de Montréal, City of Montreal. But some of these other boroughs, what they're called, or sectors or municipalities, they used to be on their own. Now they are also part of Montreal, the Montreal municipality. Others are independent, like I said, Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue and whatnot, but they still have to pay funds to the city of Montreal. So this all happened in the 2000s, I believe, early 2000s, if I remember. There's Donegany Street. A lot of old buildings there on Donegany.
Prochaine gare, Sainte-Anne.
Yep, there's it sounds like that's the conductor there. Just went by. Next stop is Pine Beach. No, it's not a beach. It's just the name of the station. But interestingly enough, if you walk down, because we're facing south right now, if you were to continue south, you'd actually get to a nice park. Nice park called Pine Beach. Which is right by the water. I guess it's beach-like. I'm kind of glad I did this train ride and filmed it because, I was kind of getting dry on content, believe it or not. I do have a walking video that I'm going to be premiering shortly. But other than that, I did do some rail fanning tonight, like I said, with Jack, Base Guy Show. That was his turf, his neighborhood. Born and raised there. Lived in Scotland for a while. And has been back there for a bit. Great musician. Does comedy as well. Puts a lot of work into his content. And recently he's been getting into rail fanning and trains and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. So went there tonight to do some rail fanning, and he happened to be there as well, and did some collaborating. Alright, so now next stop is, I believe, Dorval. Which is also shared by Via Rail. The Via Rail platform is a little bit more east of the EXO one. And of course you have the big terminus there, the bus terminus, STM bus terminus. And you also have, of course, the airport. You know what, maybe we'll go to the other window.
Prochaine gare, Dorval.
Oops, my hat fell. We'll go to the other window for a bit because you can kind of see the airport maybe from here. And sometimes you see some interesting things. Yeah, so maybe I'll stay on this side for a bit more. This is facing north? Yes, north. Oh, it's cooler over here than where I was. Yep, there's the airport down there. You can see the air traffic control tower, and also, of course, the REM light rail. There will be a train station there as well for the REM, but not here, but further, but where the actual airport is. They were debating extending the REM to this train station and to this this bus terminus, which is behind me, but I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon. I think they're just going to keep the train station, the RAM train station at the airport down there. And if you want to go there, well, you have to take a bus or walk. Yeah, you can't see it because it's dark and there's reflections, but the Dorval bus terminus is behind me, to the south of me. So that Via rail train we just saw before probably stopped here. Should be able to make it in time for my my walking video premiere. We may see a couple of freight trains as well on our journey. So we have Lachine and we have Montreal West, and then it's Vendôme station. That's where we're getting off. And then we're gonna walk to Vendôme metro station, the underground subway. And it is right now 8:35, so I gotta get that done in 10 minutes. Ooh, it's gonna be tight. We'll see what we can do.
Prochaine gare, Lachine.
Yeah, so Lachine. Yeah, we have Lachine, Montreal West, and then yeah, Vendôme. There's our speaker up there if you're interested in knowing where the sound is coming from. Neck is getting a bit sore now because of the angle I'm on. Probably because of the cold too. But this is nothing. It's gonna get a lot colder this weekend. Saturday into Sunday is gonna be about minus, with the wind chill, minus 40 Celsius, minus 44 Celsius even, and I think it's around the same Fahrenheit, minus 44 Fahrenheit. I should have put my walking video premiere till 8:50, but it's alright. There's a track switch right there, that's why it was a little bumpy for a second. Yeah, so here's Lachine.
Gare, Lachine.
Arguably, I guess you could consider it part of the West Island. I don't know if there's an official rule for that. Or... Lachine, very secluded station, as pointed out. You can't actually go north of the station. You have to exit. There's no exit going north. You have to get out the other side on the south side behind me. Go down and then go all the way up another street to get, ironically, to where most of the buildings are, the industries. This is a very industrial sector. Warehouses, factories, very few residential buildings, at least facing north of here. South of here is different. South of here there is quite a few residential buildings. Oh, look at that. That right there is where they dump the snow removal. When they're finished doing snow removal, they dump it into one of those big mountains, big hills. That's one of, there's a few of them scattered around Montreal. Otherwise, they dump them into these holes which connect to the sewage system. and then it's treated at the sewage treatment plant, more or less. That's how it works.
Prochaine gare, Montréal West.
Alright, Montreal West coming up. And where are we at right now? We are at 39. 8:39. Here's the UPS building, UPS facility, where I guess they sort the packages. There's Highway 30, I think, or 13. Yeah, I think I'm going to be a little bit late for my premiere. Oh, what was that? Maybe some ice or snow buildup. Yeah, so here's some freight trains we just passed. There's another one there. That's actually the Taschereau Yards. Very, very large rail yard where they transfer cargo and freight. If you're a rail fan, you'd love to be able to get in there someday, but it's not open to the public. But if you take the Mascouche line, the detour passes right through those yards, and you get some pretty cool views. If you've never been on one of these trains, they are very smooth. Very smooth ride, very comfortable ride. Usually in summer there's air conditioning, I believe. In heating, in winter there's heating. Alright, so oh, I missed it. Okay, here I got the tail end of it. There's the Lachine Exo Rail Yard. You can see some bi-levels there, which are similar to this train, but they're shaped differently. Different seating arrangements, more or less. Okay, here we are, Montreal West Station. Yeah, there's the Mascouche detour line, as well as the St. Jerome line, I believe. Oh no, sorry, St. Jerome's splits off right there. What we saw was the Mascouche detour line. Alright, so here we are in Montreal West Station. Beautiful little neighborhood, well, somewhat small, very old. By the way, Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, where I started a train ride, second oldest part of Montreal. The oldest part? Dorval. So Westminster Street is coming up. Same name as the England, Westminster, England, or the Westminster bells are. Westminster chime, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, here we go. This is where yeah, this is where the crossing is. There's the 162. has the same name as a street. You catch the new flyers on the 162 occasionally, also 51 and 105, which all go to this train station. There's a little bus terminus north, a little north of here. Oh, it's 45 and my premiere has probably started by now. Yep, just got the notification. Alright. Unless I scheduled it for 8:50. 8:50 p.m. 5 minutes from now. Alright. Next stop, Vendôme, and then I'll very quickly go inside the metro station. Yeah, there's a snowplow, so that's the City of Montreal snowplow right there. Tell you what, I'm gonna start getting ready here, get my hat on. Sometimes it'd be nice to have a third hand. Just gonna very quickly put this here. Sorry guys, just put my hat on. And we're back. Alright.
Prochaine gare, Vendôme.
It's gonna be a bit noisy. Might be a bit noisy. I always love this view in between the rail cars. I've talked about this before. This is basically the panel that controls the doors and whatnot. These doors here. Doesn't do anything if I press these buttons. You have to put a key in there, which the conductor has. The conductor turns this, and then the panel becomes active, and that's how they control the doors manually, instead of me having to press this. So keep in mind when we get to Vendôme, when we're walking to the metro station, this tunnel that we're going to be going into is relatively new. Just opened up a year or so ago. put his key in this side.
Gare Vendôme.
Actually, we're going to be taking the old tunnel, which is fine. Alright, so there's the door closing notification that you just heard. So now, yeah, we're going to be going into Vendôme subway station. And so here's the way and the platforms. As you can see, they're numbered 1, 2, 3, and whatnot. Am I zoomed out? Yes, I am. So the newer entrance is down on the left side. We're not going to be able to see that because I want to get right to at least probably to show you the view from the top here, looking down at the platform, because I want to get to my premiere and people are probably waiting for me there, and I don't want to mess around. Now here we are. This is the subway system, the Montreal Metro. If you're not familiar, oh, here it is. Vendôme's got the new card readers. And if you're wondering why my message is in English when I scan the card, well, that's because I registered the card using an English form. So they're nice enough to, I guess, give me the announcements in English. All right, so here we are. Like you see the train arriving. Azure set 31. All right. Thank you all for watching. Remember, if you like what you see, hit subscribe. Turn on the notification bell and hit the like button. Have a good night, everybody. More videos to come. Thank you all for watching. See y'all soon.